Your brother, your friend, your dietitian back again for another installment in spirit. Nutrition. 7 ways on how to read a book a week. Let's get it popping. 7 ways for 7 days. 7 ways to read a book a week. My followers, subscribers, my family on YouTube, Facebook, they reached out to me after me producing a video about reading a book a week. They said, well, how do you read a book a week? What's the process? Break it down. Don't just tell us we should read a book a week. Explain it. That sounds extreme. The truth is there's some people out here reading a book a day. So a book a week actually is not that much, and it's not that difficult once it becomes habitual, once you make it a habit. So what are some things that we could do to read a book a week? Firstly, I would say condition your mind. Loosen up. It's not a serious, stringent thing. You're on a journey right now to increase your knowledge, to improve your condition. So just breathe and relax. It's not a contest. It's not anything to be strenuous. It's not anything to be forced upon yourself, because if you do that, it's not gonna work. So the first thing is chill out. Know you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for fun. Smile, sit back, and enjoy yourself. Don't divide the page numbers of the book and how many days you have in a week and all that, and make sure that you read a minimum of 20 pages per day and all that. Look, that's gonna stress you out. So just calm down, breathe, and relax. It's your lifestyle. You get to make the decisions and choices. So what I would say is, first thing is start small. So start with smaller books. There's a really great book called The Lessons of History by Will Durant. It's only 100 pages. Another book that he has is called The Greatest Ideas and Men of All Time, and that one's like 107 pages. By starting small, you actually make it easy on yourself, one, and then two, you can enjoy victory sooner, and victory will be sweet, and that'll spur you and encourage you and inspirit you to keep going. So there's a lot of books by Naeem Akbar, a lot of small, short books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. There's a lot of small books out there you could start off with. So start small and go from there. So you could even say, I'll read a book a week, but I'm starting off with books from the Bible. Those are really short. So you technically read a book a week, but you started off small. Another book that's really short, or a series of books, Arnold Ayers books. All of Arnold Ayers books are really short. He wrote about nutrition, health, fitness, so you could check his books out. But whatever, books you're gonna read, start off small. All right. You may even say, I'm gonna start off by reading half a book a week. So then, if you get to the half marker, then you could say, hey, I made my goal. I reached my goal. My goal was to read half a book a week, or a book every 2 weeks. So start off small, go from there, right? The next thing is read for short periods, but make it often. Read for short periods, but make it often. So some people don't have the concentration to sit there and read for 4 hours. Marcus Garvey recommends that you read 4 hours. I think Warren Buffett reads at least 4 to 6 hours a day. Reading is fundamental. So a lot of people recommend that you read for hours and hours throughout the day. Some people don't have that concentration. People have that time. They say they don't have the time, but when you tally up the time spent on Facebook, social media, TV, just shooting the breeze, shooting the shit, it adds up. You got plenty of time. All right. After work, you got the 5 to 9, and even for the young people with no children, you got the 5 to 12. You know what I mean? You can hustle till 12 o'clock. All right. So read for short periods. Read for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour, and then build from there. Okay. I used to do that on my iPhone. I would set a timer for how long I would read, and I would just concentrate for those 30 minutes. Concentrate in on those 30 minutes and just read that way. So that's another thing you could do. One really cool way and simple way is Number 3 is choose what interests or inspires you. You don't always have to go after the most radical, the most fundamental, the most critical topics. You can choose whatever. You could read. Sometimes I read children's books in Spanish because I'm trying to, get my Spanish tight. Read whatever interests you. You could read about biology. You could read fiction, nonfiction, but the stimulation of the brain, the calming of the breathing, all of these benefits are coming from reading, and your imagination is being utilized. You're learning ideas. You're gaining ideas and information from the book. So choose a topic that interests you. Me, I like self-motivation. I like self-help books. I like history. I like economics. I like culture. I like a lot of stuff, but my point is religion, spirituality. But read something that interests you, and you're going to be able to be more captivated, right? Number cuatro. See my Spanish, I got to practice. Número cuatro. Number 4, bring books with you. So we always have these gadgets with us, right? My AP government teacher, I can't believe I can't remember her name. She was a Swedish young lady. She wasn't young, but I wonder how she's doing now. But she was a Swedish lady, and she used to say, when people wait in line, they just sit there. They don't do anything. This was before the advent of smartphones. Before smartphones really came on the scene. But she used to always say, when I wait in line, I always bring a book with me so I can learn something, so I can use my brain. And I would say to her, yeah, I would do the same thing. I used to bring books with me. So if I'm waiting in line at the bank, or if I'm waiting in line at Subway, or if I'm waiting in line at Tender Greens, or if I'm waiting in line at Whole Foods, or whatever you are, you could pull out a quick a little quick book that has information in it, and you can start reading with you. So always bring a book with you. The next thing is, the 5th thing is, mix it up. So don't always choose the easy stuff, and don't always choose one topic. Mix it up. You never know where an idea is going to come from, and an idea can change your total situation. It can change the game for you. So mix it up. Like me, I was reading the books by Will Durant, which is he deals with history. So before, I was just reading about economics, money, financial planning. That's all I was focused on. Self-motivation, self-development. But I branched out. My mentor, Jim Rohn, said you got to read the hard books and you got to read the entertaining books. Don't just focus on 50 Shades of Grey. Don't just focus on self-help. Read some history books. Read some philosophy. Read the history of music. Read different types of books. Read about politics a little bit. Read about history a little bit. It'll broaden your perspective. All right? So mix it up. Use your dictionary. I remember when I was a kid, I was in high school, I was a senior, and there was a freshman asking me for a dictionary, and I pulled out a dictionary because I kept a dictionary on me. I used to read a lot, but he said the dictionary was too advanced for him, so he wanted a more simple dictionary, because the words that when he looked up a word in the dictionary, even the definition had words that were too big for his comprehension, so he had to get a simpler dictionary. So it's important to understand the vocabulary of what you're reading, and it makes it more difficult to read if you do not understand what the author is saying. However, if you utilize a dictionary, if you apply a dictionary, you'll be expanding your vocabulary and therefore expanding your imagination, expanding your reach. Okay, that's number 6. Número 7 is share. After this video, I'm actually going to make some more videos about books that changed my life to share with you all, because sharing promotes the activity of reading. So you can share with people in your circle. Share with your girl. Y'all ain't got to talk about, I don't even know what's on TV nowadays, the Tyler Perry movies. Y'all ain't got to talk about Sex and the City. One of my mentors said that couples shouldn't spend time arguing, fussing, and fighting. They should spend time talking about the books that they read on religion, on politics, on history, on science, on philosophy. That way they can expand together and grow together. So talk to your girl about the cool things that you read. Read some of Naeem Akbar's books. Read some of Jim Rohn's books. Read some Tony Robbins. Read some Will Durant. Read there's so many different topics. I mean, so many different books. Read some Tim Ferriss. Read From Good to Great. Read, I could go on forever. Read some Frederick Douglass. Read all kind of stuff. But read some Yogananda. He's the one who actually came up with that the couple should speak about books that they read together. So share together, and you'll be able to build that way. So those are the 7 ways for 7 days how to read a book a week. This book I read last week, it's called The Success System That Never Fails by W. Clement Stone. He started from nothing, but he became a billionaire. And he worked with Napoleon Hill. So he was popping, he was dope. The book was really good. One of the great things I learned from the book was that the system will work if you work the system. A lot of times we read books, see plans, give advice in the books, but we never work the system. If you work the system will work. Your brother, your friend, your dietitian, back again for another installment in spirit, nutrition. Bless up.